Namaste to all the divine souls who have gathered here today. Yes, as Sir said, if you have any doubts, you can ask me, or if you want to share any experience of yours, you can ask me. Otherwise, we'll begin today's class. Shall I begin, sir?
Yeah, yes. Go ahead, please, Nainaji.
Okay, I will just go through last week and then I'll continue. So as I said, all of us need to light the lamp within. It is not enough to light the lamp that we do every day while we do puja, part, whatever it is. So as Baba says, it is always important to get connected and light that lamp from within, which will, drive away all the darkness from within. And it will give you strength to face anything and everything. So with that, Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha, I will dedicate this. Each moment that I read of this book, beautiful book, Fakir to Sai. This has been my dream since 1 year. The meaning of Fakir, I would love to tell today. Fakir is nothing but the one who is completely detached from materialistic world. Here, Sai is wearing kafni, they call it kafni, what he wears, the white robe. He wears a headgear, has a ball in his, begging ball in his one of his hands. Masters, just imagine, it is so difficult to do this. I don't see him wearing slippers or something like that. Very simple. He is, a master who has so enormous of knowledge on yoga, Ayurveda, everything, you name it. He would speak hundreds of language, but he always, behaved like one of us. Isn't it so great? Can we, if you imagine what we do today, if you're little intelligent than the other person, we try to show it off. He never did that. He was so down to earth. He played with each and every person or the, kids in the shady ground, like he was one among them. It is so beautiful whoever stayed with them during those years. And now, whoever is listening to any of his mahimas, avatars, what he did when he was there, it is such a, I feel I'm a chosen one to do this. Very blessed. So Fakir means he has sacrificed everything, all this worldly, this, and all the knowledge he has, he is using only just to improvise our lives. Each and every day, he begs for his food, collects food, and just imagine every food is mixed. There is nothing, this is my favorite, I will take this in the other bowl. Aisa kuch bhi nahi hai. Everything is mixed. When he comes back to Dwarkamai, first he offers it to all the, small insects, whether it is ants or whoever, whatever it is there. Later, with his fellow people who were his followers, then few bites, that's all. And always, and his, kafni would be torn here, there, and people would beg him, please, Baba, give it. we will, just repair it for you, or, stitch that and give to you. But I feel what Baba did, oh, is it? He says, and he would just pick the thorn and just stitch it with the thorn. Like, yeah, he would, put it there. That simple he was. And when he felt it was too worn out, he would, like Dajita or Tailor. So he would tell him, just prepare one more. Once he would bring, once he would wear that, he would burn this in the dhuni. So he would say, all the karma of the people wherever I visited now are getting burnt. This is how he used to do. So today I will begin with Fakir. There are 3 versions written by Rubesh and Bharucha. My humble pranams to the person. Here we have taken just my cousin sister helped me with the slides. So we have just imagined one character as Rudra here, where it is being depicted. So these are the 3 books, 1, 2, 3 books of Fakir. And whenever you want to, Baba always said, even my Guruji used to say, whenever you go to Guru, you should just touch his feet, because everything, that big finger will be there, no? So every, all is in that finger. All your karmas will be, to some extent. I can't say that, don't take it so deeply, if you do everything and just go bow down to some guru, it will vanish. Nahi, aisa kuch nahi hota. That is how my Guruji used to tell. Whenever you have to worship a guru, you should always, bow down, because he is higher at, knowledge, and he can, help you go through all whatever is going on in your lives. So his footprints are very important whenever, we see. And we, most of us, like, in my house also, we have padukas, which we have brought from, we got, actually our Guruji, he said there were a lot of people who were coming to him with lot of issues. So what he did was he conducted a program where padukas he installed, for 48 days. What is that? They say that jiva, you have to worship those in various ways, and they will become more live kind, and he distributed them. So I too have them, and whenever you can just pray. Okay, so this is what we started with. We have gone through the first slide, that is, either do what your soul really desires, and if you can't, for whatever reason, then make peace with yourself and accept your present situation with grace as the will of Lord. There is no other way. This is the inner voice that is speaking to Rudra. What is that meant, all that we have seen last week? So here also he says, Baba, in this slide, don't be afraid, have faith and patience. Shraddha and Saburi is the main principle of Baba. Shraddha is divine faith, undeterring. Okay. Shraddha, Saburi. Saburi is patience. If you surrender unto me, I will take care of you, my child. This is what Baba says. Also, we saw this slide, that is, God is in the moment. He is in. See, what we do is we go to different places. It is not, I don't say it is wrong. We go to different places. We go to different places of worship. And most of the time we feel that is when I am getting connected to God. It is not so. Wherever you are, whenever you want, if you close your eyes and try to connect to your inner peace and be in the moment in whatever you are doing, that is when you can see, God. This is very beautifully told here. Now we'll go again. I'll start off. We saw last week about Rudra, and his possession, his only possession is that black van which he has. So now Rudra is driving in his van, and very beautifully he is talking, and why he's driving slow, because he never drives very fast in India, it says, because you and me, all of us know the traffic of India, isn't it? No rules, all anyone can come from any side. So he's very careful. So he says he never drove so too fast. He was always of the opinion that the journey was as important as the destination, and the very often one spent more time on the journey than at the destination. Thus, it made more sense to enjoy the journey as much as is humanly possible. It's such a subtle meaning here, my masters. See what it is. All of us are running behind. We keep, as the new year starts, we are very keen on making those goals, list of the goals. I have made 10 goals, 20 goals. But have we done how we want to reach there? We have never thought about it. So here, the subtle meaning is enjoying each moment of that journey towards the destination is too important. How you reach it, how you do it, also is very important. So very beautifully, told here. When he's passing by, then what happens is a truck is trying to overtake his van, and he overtakes his van already because he's too slow. Then overtakes the car. Okay, then there is an accident. Okay, so he has to jam his Rudra had to put the brakes. Seconds later, the truck managed to overtake the car and squeeze past his motionless van. He says here, as soon, it was just seconds that it had overtaken, but he saw, seconds later, with his van still motionless, Rudra saw there was an accident. And when he saw, there was an old man lying in a pool of blood. For a few seconds, he contemplated, moving on, and then sighed. See here, this is what happens to all of us. That's the reason I'm reading each page of this book. This is, I feel, maybe when the author wrote this book, I think he was in India to experience all of this, I feel. So here they're saying, he saw an accident and he saw a very old man, fallen on the road, motionless, in a pool of blood. So he thought for a second, he should now, as others are going by, he too should pass. He did not have an option anymore. The soft voice had spoken within, and the decision was made without his consent. When he got out of his van, he noticed that though the traffic was heavy, nobody seemed to care about an old man lying in the pool of blood. That meant one of the two things. People drove either too fast or were too preoccupied to reach their destination. He did not want to dwell on the third option, that the people drove too fast, were too preoccupied, and they did not care. This is what happens to us. We too, even I have done this. Many a times we see this happening in India. Maybe they did care, but they do not want to get involved for whatever reason. In countries like the USA and in many parts of Europe, at least motorists would have phoned the authorities, describing the location of the accident and then driven away, certain that the ambulance or even a helicopter would be dashed off to the help. See here. But here it is not so in India. The crowd will gather, they will start, making, noises like, isko kya karna hai, ye kya karna hai, and they still start thinking, whether to take the person, to help the person or do not. So that is when this quote was told. God is in the moment. He isn't in the past or the future. If you can't live in the moment, if you can't live as though that moment is your last, then you are not living, sir, just existing. Live as though you aren't going to live again. Enjoy the experience. So what happens? So here it is talked about the in developing countries, what happens, how if they try to help, how the authorities or the policeman come and try to question the person who is helping. So most of the time people think it is a headache to have the accident cases or whatever it is, whatever they see on the road or somebody has fallen, because it is too much to get involved. That is how they feel, and that is why they don't care. That is what he says. But here what happens, we'll see. Rudra got out of his van and slowly approached the old man. He was not certain of either his actions or intentions. Why he was helping, he didn't know. He was following a soft voice within, and he had learned, sometimes in a very hard and painful manner, and with disastrous consequences, that the soft voice knew the best always. Listen, masters. It is so enormous, this message. This happens to all of us whenever we are taking some projects or whatever it is in our day-to-day life. Our inner voice is always guiding us the best way, but what do? We feel we are more intelligent than the voice. We try to dub it down. So with his experiences in life, he always knew that his inner voice is the right one. That's why he goes and make that move. The old man, now they're explaining how this old man is looking. The old man wore a white kaftan, a sort of a cotton robe, so similar to the one owned by Rudra's master. Even Rudra had a master who would wear the such robe. He had a white cloth tied to his head, like an old-fashioned bandana, and part of it was red and wet as blood oozed from it, because it was actually white, but due to his accident, due to blood, it had got wet with red in color. The old man lay on the side of the road with his mere belongings scattered around him. He had no belongings as such, very few. Rudra, for few seconds, stood by the old man, and though the cars, tracks, and world moved by in varying degrees of speed, self-preservation and selflessness, he could hear nothing but the beat of his heart and the slow, deep intake and exhale of his own breath. He was too tensed, masters, to attend to this fellow. He was observing himself in between the noises of the vehicles. He knelt by the old man who lay in the fetal position. He softly touched the man's shoulder. Rudra could barely see the old man's face. Blood trickled down his white beard, and the front of his robe was stained with dried blood. This meant two things. If blood still oozed from his forehead, in all probability, life still lingered in the old veins. And if blood had begun to dry on his robe and even on his soft white beard, that also implied that he had been lying on the road, bruised and left for dead for a long time. This is what we do, isn't it? In India, though, most of the time that is what is happening, and traffic is also too high here these days. Wow, see the irony he is talking. Wow, in the land of sages, a fakir lay dying on the road, mainly because nobody really had the time or the courage or the inclination to reach out a helping hand. Rudra felt for a pulse on the old man's cold but surprisingly strong wrist. He found the soothing beat of life and exhaled with relief. He was so relieved when he found that pulse still, Look at the irony. Of course, we say, a lot of rishis, lot of sages reside in India. Wherever you go, you see people here, sages. But still, other times we try to worship them. We try to fall to their feet. Okay, we want ashirvada from them. Okay, to get rid of whatever we are facing. But today, when they need a helping hand, we already know they don't have a family or whatever it is, but still we are not doing it. So this is so beautifully written here. In the land of sages, a fakir lay dying on the road because nobody had time, neither courage, neither inclination to reach out. It is so, surprising. This is how we behave. So now here, some questions are going on in his mind of Rudra. And also people who are gathering, they're just becoming, there are more watchers and watchers rather than helping. Okay. So this is what is happening. Everybody is asking, what happened? Is he dead? He looks like a Muslim sage. See, here also casteism again. He looks like a Sai Baba of Shirdi. What should we do? So this is how the crowd which has gathered is analyzing the things. You behave yourself. Somebody else is saying this, or you too will be lying down near this poor old man, you rascal. See, they want to take revenge on each other at this moment also. They're saying you better shut your mouth, otherwise the rules, or what happens if we try to help. So that is what they are doing this. So now Rudra got irritated with all this. Then he goes and asks somebody, where is the nearest hospital? Rudra inquired. Somebody said 2 hours away. Did you see who did this? Now they are trying to analyze who did and when it was done. No, he will not make it if we don't do something now. We have to do something. What if he dies on us? So one more thing is, they're worried is, okay, I want to help, but if he dies on my lap, or death is not considered auspicious, masters. That is what is being conveyed here. If he dies, one is they have to get into all the legality or the inquiries from the police or all those things. Second one is, most of the people, it is natural process to be born. We rejoice when somebody is born, but at the same time when death occurs, that pratha is there here. We don't go near that house also where there is a lot of crowd, and we try to avoid, we try to take other route, and also we even don't touch those people who are gathered there. This is what is happening when the death happens. We are so scared. It is it is not auspicious, we feel. Marriages are postponed. Any function if you had and something happened in somebody relatives or your nearby relative, you have to postpone. All this happens in India. We can't leave a man to die in the fear that he might die, and we have to go through some trouble. See, they are saying, what if he dies? Then what? The authorities, just to make some quick money, will harass the life of us. Come on, let's go. This is what everybody is saying, and they are living the scene. Now, what happens to Rudra? We'll see. Rudra breathed in deep. He's heard all of these people, and he said, he says, and he does see what he'll do. He did not blame them. He understood where their fears and insecurities sprang from, and he was certain that they would have helped and would have gone through all the trouble in the world to save this old man. But fear of corrupt system prevented them from stretching that extra mile. So he didn't at all blame. What he wanted to do, he is doing. Rudra heard the car start and then drive away. Nobody came to the aid. So he exhaled and slowly picked up the old man in his arms. For some reason, he wanted the old man to live. For many varied reasons, many of them selfish and personal. The old man did remind Rudra of his master. He was seeing his master in this person, in this old man. That's the reason he's feeling this fellow should, live. His clothing, his appearance, his age, everything were so similar to Rudra's old man, his master. That was the main reason that why he took this decision to help the old man. So now this is at this moment, this comes, pain is the greatest gift God could give. his child, because it is pain that opens the door to compassion, love. And it is only compassion and love for all the creation that opens the doors of paradise and God consciousness. See, this is the best step or foot forward to reach our God. That is what we are doing whole of our life. We are, paying lump sum amount to, bribe God. All that we are doing. But when there is pain, we must remember you're one step closer to the God consciousness or the God you're trying to search. And also, it is so true. It is this very pain that will, mold us into a better person. It will transfer all these good qualities in us. So now what is happening inside Rudra, we'll see. This is how he's talking. Okay, sweetheart. He is talking to this old man within himself. Okay, sweetheart, it's you, me alone, and the God. Let's hope you are awake and with us too. Come on, old man, don't die on me. And oh, you do weigh something solid. See, he's supposed to be, fakir, and when he lives, he feels so heavy. The weight of the old man is very heavy, so he's saying, even though your body looks very thin and lean, but you are weighing so much. You don't look so heavy, but you weigh a ton. Oh man, maybe it is your spirituality that is so heavy. See, so beautiful it is. Yeah, now you lie on my soft bed, and oh, my back's, they're killing me. Okay, now hold on while we make our calls. Rudra picked up his cell phone and then switched it on. There was no network, no signal. That is the halat of India. He is trying to, reach some hospital, somebody, but it is not happening. Network is not getting connected. Okay. Then he took him, and then he reached his van. For a few months, Rudra could do no more than stare at the old man. Though the bleeding continued, the old man showed neither the signs of pain, distress, nor confusion. He looked at Rudra with so tender a gaze that for the first time in years, all the pain, humiliation, allegations, heartache, headache, futility of existence not only seemed worthwhile, but also made sense. See what happened. Just with one gaze from that old man, Rudra has experienced this immense feelings. All his pain of years together has gone. His heartache, whatever he was alleged, or there were so many allegations on Rudra, all this seemed to vanish, and pain he felt was sensible now. Why Rudra still was not very certain. What he was sure about was that for the first time, his heart was more important. His very soul seemed to accept with grace his past, present, and future with a surrender that not only was extremely comforting, but absolutely shocking. See, he had been struggling internally with his past, future, or the present situation. This is what was happening. But when he gazed at the old man, all this seemed to go away. Why? Because with the total surrender, he feels it is his master who is in his hands, and he surrenders. That is when all seems to lessen. So this is when this uh, pain of the body, mind, this is very important, very beautiful. Pain of body, mind, or heart means the land is fertile for God to begin cultivating on your soul, my son. But if you let the pain make you bitter, negative, mean, vindictive, you have lost the greatest opportunity to walk in the shadow of God. So beautiful, isn't it? But if you allow pain to harvest the good in you, my child, then the kingdom of heaven is yours. Not only when you exhale your last and leave your physical frame, but even when you live and with every breath you take while you live. The cross will remain, but your shoulders will get more strength. The whip will lash on your body, but the balm of God will not allow pain to touch you. The kingdom of heaven is filled with wonders, son. The greatest wonder of all is to convert pain to God consciousness. This whole para is so beautiful. Here, we should never, the message here is, we should never avoid pain. If you accept the pain gracefully, then if you should remember you are really walking in the shadow of God. But if you start questioning, why me? Why only me? Why only me? Then what happens? You're trying to reject or resist it. The more you resist, the more pain you'll experience, masters. That is why he's saying, if you become bitter, become negative because of this pain, only I have to experience all the time. Why God is only targeting me? Aisa kuch nahi hai. Does he have any enmity with you? No, no. But still we feel that whenever we are overwhelmed with problems one after the other, okay, that time it is very important to come to the present moment and accept the pain. So what happens is you will become a better person. The kingdom of heaven is yours. It will open the kingdom of heaven and you will become God conscious. So the best way to be with God is to accept the pain gracefully all the way. So what happens is something strange happened. The old man raised his hand and caressed Rudra's face. See, that old man is not at all having strength, but what he does is he just gently puts his hand on his cheek or somewhere he touches the face of the Rudra. Then what happens is Rudra could feel the hot blood from the old man's bleeding palm wet his right cheek. So he says, what followed further shocked him. He began to cry. Tears rolled down his cheeks, mixed with the blood on his face, and streamed down his throat. At the first, the tears rolled down gently, but moments later, Rudra put his head on the old man's chest and sobbed like a child. All what has, been in his heart when just with that touch, gentle touch of the old man's hand, everything. See that tears, how they've explained the tears. First, they mix up with the blood, means there is lot of pain that he has, with him, carrying with him. So the blood mixed with that tears first rolls around. Then he, just drops on the chest of that old man and sobs like a child uncontrollably. All the while Rudra wept, the old man gently caressed his back. So what did old man did? He was just, patting his back. He was saying, all is well. Okay. Rudra felt a strange sense of energy move up and down his spine. He felt his breathing settle and slowly he lifted his head and knelt by the old man. Rudra was certain that whatever was happening was out of the realms of normalcy. Nothing was normal anymore. Not the old man. Oh no, nothing was normal about the old man. He was badly injured, but he still kept smiling like some thinner version of the laughing Buddha. So nice. He was injured, but not once had he winced in pain or mourned in agony. Then, where there were his divine eyes, they were so restful, non judgmental, and full of compassion that one could keep looking into them, feel safe, and most importantly, feel forgiven. See, this is what happens when we go to a temple. We unknowingly, from within, we start crying, isn't it, masters? Why? Because we have done so many things. We need forgiveness for that. We don't want to do it before others for various reasons. But when you stand and go and stand in front of the God, he doesn't judge you. So he will show that compassion. That is why he feels so safe and he feels forgiven. It was as if they conveyed to one and all that all was well and the God of all beings was far more graceful and cool than what the priests and interpreters of holy books made him out to be. See, when we approach the people like pujaris or whoever it is, what is that? We are always, they will read that our Jataka, whatever XYZ, and they will be telling, Arey, this is there, you have to get this puja done. This is written in this Jataka. All such things, they just try to build that fear in us. That's why he's saying, actually, God is very cool. Then the the closest is his worshippers or the ones pujaris, what we say. So how the books have told about God, they are not like that. He is very cool. He felt that every saint had a past, now every sinner a future, and that the God who made the Grand Canyon and the Himalayas with the majestic Mount Everest was also the same God who took the time off to paint a different sunrise, a different sunset each day, and who made sure that the three trees that lay unattended on the roadside and by the parking lot were equally nourished with morning dew, that it was time a particular caterpillar living a wayward life somewhere in Africa was transformed into a butterfly, and that when a baby cried, the mother could automatically interpret the reason for the wail of her baby, that the little one had opened its mouth wide open and screamed its little guts out of hunger. You know, so this is how so beautiful it is. God is everywhere. We see so many trees planted roadside, but he's saying they are also getting equal nourishment. How is it possible? Have we ever thought about it? We think we are everything. I am this, I am that. Because of me, this whole company is running. Because of me, my family is enjoying so many benefits, or what you call, whatever it is. I am keeping them comfortable. But if there is no will of God, masters, we can't do anything. That is what it is so beautifully told here in this. Even the unattended trees are getting equal nourishment. And when the baby cries, automatically mother feels it is crying because of hunger, or it is food or a peed or whatever it is. Okay, potty kiya hai, isliye she will attend to that baby, isn't it? When even though she is mother for the first time, her instinct is telling her to do. Is she trained? No, she's not trained. Nowadays they give training, no doubt about it. But still in India, it is so in the middle of the night she wakes up, she feeds the baby, or she will look into the diaper if he or the baby is not keeping quiet, and she will make comfort for that baby, and she will hug it and she will sleep, isn't it? So all this is how it is coming. Who has trained her? We forget it is the master. Okay, so beautiful it is. The old man was normal as the advent of spring on the Mars, or mankind all of a sudden realizing that it was best for its own sake to live in peace and share resources among the starving and dying, and with those in desperate need. This fakir thinks you don't have much time to live, son. Now see here. Fakir, that is the old man, he makes this statement to Rudra. I think, you don't have so much time on this planet Earth. So we'll see why. Because we have seen last week, Rudra was admitted to the hospital for 3 months. There were so many tests done on him, but still the reason for his illness is unknown. And he knows it is his last days. So Rudra should have been shocked for a number of reasons. First of all, the old man spoke in English. Look, how did he know that he knew English? This Rudra talks only English, isn't it? It is so surprising. He looked like a Muslim sage, and usually these sages conversed only in the native language of the land. Secondly, and most importantly, the old man's prediction was dead on right. Rudra did have a very short time on planet Earth. Mercifully, it would be spent in peace. Lastly, not only was all this spoken to him in a sign language and lip mounting, but surprisingly, Rudra understood everything. Look here, he didn't even say, he didn't even, converse, through his mouth. This all was going on in a sign language, but it reached Rudra. There are so many times this would happen when I have, when we are in a company of the Guru. What happens is just one gaze or just one stare of them, conveys lot hundreds of things. This is what is happening here. So it is true that he was about to die. He had very less time. The old man allowed Rudra to attend to his wounds. He had suffered a severe gash on the skull, but fortunately only minor cuts and bruises on the elbows. Don't worry, there is nothing to be ashamed of. If you have given your best to whatever you are doing, son, only mankind is interested in results. Nature only wants to know your intentions. Look here, it is so deep. Most of the time, from a child, from a young, age, we are so worried about, baby is still, it is 2 years or something, it is growing up, it is still enjoying its bachpana, okay? But we start, अरे इसको स्कूल में डालना है, which school, which is best school for it. Then it starts going to bichara, it starts going to school. When it comes back, or I wanted to take up teaching. Before taking teaching, I was not good in patience, so I wanted to test myself if I was good with kids, because I didn't have my biological children. So I had this intense fear of being with children. So I went to 1.5 years, almost 2 years, I went to a play school just to get acquainted with the kids. There I observed every day the mothers would be coming to pick up the children or whoever parent, okay? They were so interested in knowing what their child did today, how much it learned today. I used to get so annoyed sometimes, because children are children. Most of them, if they were, sometimes they would feel very sleepy and they would sleep. They would be so, when I would tell them she was sleeping or something, they would, feel not offended. This is what I observed. Please allow everybody to enjoy life. Let them live their life, I feel. That is what I used to say. Everybody, and the child is in first, second, third, and even today I observed. Now it is exam time. From 19th, exams are starting. All the pressure is on the parents. They're coming. They're telling me every day, "Ma'am, this portion, this they have forwarded. This you have to do. That you have to do." So much I feel, more than the children, the pressure is on the shoulders of, till they're so young. I keep telling them, why you are pressurizing them? They are made to wake up at 6 o'clock, okay? Then made to go to school by 8 o'clock, till 5 o'clock, till 4:30 they are in the school. Then after coming back, they change their clothes, they come back to me running. By then they're so exhausted. How can your mind take so much continuously for 8 to 9 hours? Please put yourself in their shoes, okay? Sometimes the children, they're just dozing off on the wherever they're sitting. Then I just keep laughing at them and I say, please take a walk in the corridor and come. They're so ashamed to do it. I tell them it is okay. Then what is my role? I have to act as a joker. I take the role of a joker. I crack some jokes, make them laugh, then bring back children. Please don't gauge everything, how much they learned today by pages. That is my request. So only mankind is interested in results. Nature only wants to know your intentions. See, whatever you do with good intention. The nature will be there for you, to hold your hands, to take you forward. Whenever you experience any issues or in between, it is there always. Somehow you will get that help. Somehow somebody will come to your aid. That is what happens. Even I have observed since the time of spirituality. I was not so aware before, but this is what is happening. Every moment there is somebody in some way. A book will come to come your way. It just happened yesterday. I think I will stop here on page number 25. If you have PDF, you can check till here. Yesterday, what happened was, I know I am in spirituality, but sometimes there was so much. There was something which drained my energy whole day yesterday, and I feel I'm very good at connecting to Sai on these days. I on Thursdays especially. Whatever happens that day, I feel they read something for me that day. That is how I take it. So yesterday I kept on observing. I drained my energies. Okay, when the kids came, I even observed my behavior. Because of this emotional drain, I even was angry on them yesterday. Once they left, I just sat back. Then I started thinking, why was I doing this? Even though I know I shouldn't do, I am in spiritual, I have to be in the moment every time. I was not able, and my heart was very heavy yesterday, very, very heavy. But what happened? 9:30, I attend beam meditation. This is my, time of going to bed. I will not miss in the mornings as well as in the night, their meditation group, beam meditation group. There was so much message from Arcturians. Arcturians are the higher dimensional people. There was so much of message in that. They gave 4 messages which were meant to me. How to cleanse your mind, how to cleanse your emotions. When I was, I was in meditation, and after the meditation, my eyes were still closed, and I was hearing to the wisdom that was being passed. I just felt all that was for me, and there were tears in my eyes. And what did I do? I followed just that. I was overthinking, I thought. I was draining my energy, thinking about it. But I did that. I did so much I was carrying since the morning. But within half an hour, 40 minutes, I could cleanse my thing. And I got back to myself. I thank. So this is how universe will try to help you. Also, masters, my encounter today, I will end the session. Beautiful this, and I thank you all of you for being here with my experience of Baba. I studied in a residential school away from my parents. So from 5th standard, I was admitted after I finished my 5th standard. From 6th standard, we have to take care of our own self. That is, you have to do your laundries every day. You have to wash your socks, your shoes, everything you have to do. You have to do your bed. All these things you have to do yourself. There were time, and 4:30 we were supposed to wake up. Okay, so there would be 3 counts every day. 1, 2, 3. There would be a waking leader. She would wake up early, and she would just give 3 counts. If somebody is not awake by then, the punishment starts. This is how our life was. And everywhere you can't take more than 2 minutes, because there are 40 other people behind you. Everywhere there is queue. Everywhere there is a bathroom, taking bath. Very odd timings we used to take bath till night. Till the whole night we had our timings. Those who were very small, they were given early in the morning chances. So this was our routine. Okay, so sometimes we used to feel overwhelmed by night 9 o'clock, because our routine was very heavy. We had a lot of exercises in the morning, continuous, no rest at all. Okay, 2:30 our school used to get closed, but still after 1 hour we were supposed to go to our school back for study hours till 4:30. Then again games period by 5 o'clock, and in between you have you have to change your different clothes, and then come back, get fresh, again sit in the house for studies again from 7 to 8. After study hours, lunch, dinner is for only half an hour. Okay, you can't even talk to anybody. Okay, that was how we were our routine would be. Then after coming back after dinner, by then your petrol is over. बॉडी का पेट्रोल पूरा खत्म है, drained है, but still till 10 o'clock you have to study. Okay, compulsory, everything is compulsory. So most of us used to doze off. We used to keep the books, keep some Nancy Drews were the novels which were very famous then during our age. So we used to keep inside those books to avoid sleep, you know. So that is how we used to study, and there were nobody to guide us, only house wardens. They would give us diaries to write every day about our routine. I think my senior, she had visited Shirdi. There was a school trip. They had taken her to Shirdi. So she brought this beautiful picture of Baba with pink headgear on his head. She just came and she said, I have seen, I don't see your parents. Once in a month, our parents can come and meet us. That was how it was. But in my house, I had no father. My mother was not, she never used to cross out of the door at all. She never, she needed always assistance. And all my other sisters were very small. So nobody used to visit me. So she says, she so beautifully told this. She handed me that and she told, from today, this person that I visited will look after you, because I have seen you crying when all others' parents visit. You will be crying sitting at one place. So I have seen this, and I feel you should tell this to him and he will come and see you. This is how she told me, and she gave me. This will be there for you forever. So all our parents are very impermanent. But this person whom I have brought for you today is permanent. And till today, I have that picture. This is how my journey with Sai began when I was in 6th standard. Thank you, masters. Love you all. I think I took a lot of time today. Should we go for a quick 10 minutes meditation, sir?
No, you can go for another 25 minutes, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, we can give last 10 minutes for the question and answers. Thank you.
Yes.
It's so beautiful. Let's go to the meditation.
Close your eyes. Fingers into fingers. Cross your legs. Sorry. Masters, inhale. Take a deep breath. Exhale. As you exhale, whatever pain you're carrying from within, let go. Let go of all that which is not necessary. Anyone to be blamed. Anyone you feel is hurting you. Anyone you feel is giving you pain. Please forgive them. They are not doing anything intentionally. Take a deep breath. Exhale. As you exhale, feel that breath one with you. Take the next breath. Exhale slowly. The time of exhale should be more than inhaling. Slowly have to exhale till your tummy goes back to its normal position. That will help your body or your emotions, unwanted everything, to let out. This is the best way to do it. And as we saw today, so beautifully, always there is unknown, unseen master residing in each of us. That is our inner voice. Which we call intuition or inner voice, whatever you want to say, or master's guidance. Kindly follow your heart whenever you're fixed or crossed or not able to take a decision. It'll guide you properly. No need to search answers for your pain, suffering elsewhere, masters. Take few deep breaths, close your eyes, listen to your inner voice. I know you need to practice a little. It will definitely guide you. And it is the best guide, it is the best master. Today we learned to accept the pain gracefully, not to fight it. To live in the present moment, that itself is connecting to God or God consciousness. Do everything that you're doing with whole heart, with full of love. If you're cooking, cook as though you're going to serve your master. Put in lot of love. That itself is reaching to your God. He's nowhere else. He's within you. And if you accept the pain, suffering with grace, remember you're walking in the shadow of God. Why is it so? Have you ever observed yourself? Most of the time, when we are we are facing issues or problems, one after the other, we sit in front of the God, keep blaming Him. I do so much for you. I do so much of upavasa. I do so much of fasting for you this day, that day, so many days of the year. But still, I don't hurt anybody. I don't talk bad to others. But still, why have you chosen me to go through all this? This is how we deal with pain, suffering. Just look into yourself. Is it right? Yes, it is right when we are ignorant. Because after all, we should not forget we are humans. But now you're one step ahead than others. He is not partial. God is not partial. God doesn't get angry. When you get angry on Him and stop talking to Him, absolutely silence. He doesn't react. Or, array, this person is not worshipping me. Let me give more pain to her or him. This is not what God says. He's ever smiling. Whatever you give Him, you love Him, He will smile at you. You hate Him, He will smile at you. You scold Him, He will still smile at you. Now let's correct our own self. Let's embrace everything with equanimity. Always remember, when you have good intentions, that is what we learned. The world is after results, But nature always looks for your intentions. Every day, be conscious. Even if you just give few sugar cubes to ants, insects, or if you pass by a tree, just pay gratitude. Never take ego to your head. Never feel you're in a good position, you're very rich, you can buy this and that. Of course, you can buy all the comforts, masters. Remember, you can't buy happiness. You can't buy humbleness. You can't buy compassion, love, whatsoever. These are the real essence of life that one needs to have and live meaningfully. How do you get them? When you're in pain, you definitely get all these qualities. So embrace everything that comes to you. For any suffering, any pain, any hurt towards you, stop blaming others. Start the first step of taking responsibility on your own shoulder. Whatever situations you're in, your parents are not the reason. It is not the God. It is not your friend. It is not your wife. It is not your children. It is you to take the responsibility. This is the first step. Second, accept the situations completely. Don't fight them. If you resist, they persist. So don't resist anything. Write down this wisdom somewhere in your journal. I bet on you. Whenever you're feeling low, just revisit this. Whole, like Bhagavad Gita, everything is penned so beautifully here as to how one must live, how one must face pain, how one must go through death. Nothing is inauspicious. It is all what we have made in our heads. That is a beautiful step towards new journey of that person, isn't it, masters? Then why fear it? It's a new beginning. It is not the end. For new life to bloom again. So drive out that fear of death from within. That is one thing most of us are fearful of. As birth is a good experience, death also is a good experience. But to make the journey beautiful, there is so much work on ourselves and our inner self that we need to do. Henceforth, remember not to point your finger at others, Because if you point one finger at them, three are pointing towards you. So there is more work within yourself. Accept it and start doing it. Remember, each one of us has a master who can guide us, who can be with us like a shadow to help us out in all our situations. We are very ignorant to see that. You need no help from others. They will multiply our problems. Joy, they say the joy should be shared. Of course, you will get solutions for your problems too when you share different, but it should be done with like-minded people, not one who will spread it out. Also, all the answers will be within you. Just try to follow your inner voice. When you're indecisive, when you're in confusion, just sit, take time. So, one best thing we learned today is whatever we do, our intentions of doing it should be pure. Make this mantra of your life. And remember, nothing will go wrong if your intentions are good. Don't judge rest of the. Leave it to the nature. It will take care of it. But the first step is from you. The only permanent thing where it is mentioned here is even after we leave our body, our good deeds, our good actions, our good nature is talked about. How compassionate I was, how loving I was, how much help I extended. Not how much wealth I had, how much money I had, how much gold I had. That will never be discussed, masters. So move towards permanence, not illusions. All these days, we have been living an illusionary life, thinking if I have more wealth, I'll be more comfortable. If I have wealth, I can buy anything. That is wrong. Have humanity. Have compassion, love, kindness. Those should be the astras of life, mantras of life. Take a deep breath. Masters, remember, God will follow you as your shadow, but have good intentions in life. Do not speak bad to others, blame others, stop all this. It's a kind request. Implement and see the miracles in your life. Wishing you good health, and everything that is good for you is the main intention of this book. It is not preaching you to believe in one God or sign. These are the words of the masters which can be guide to our lives, which can make our life better. Thank you. Let there be Shraddha and Saburi in all of us in abundance. In abundance, masters. Love you all. Have good health. Slowly come back. Rub your palm. Keep them on your eyes. Slowly open your eyes. 3, 2, 1. Deep gratitude to this platform of spiritual tablets. Deep gratitude to Sai, without whom I wouldn't be here. Gratitude to the writer. Gratitude to Ashok sir and to you, lovely audience. Without you, nothing is possible. Only intention of this platform is to pass the wisdom of the masters, which can help us make us live better. Enjoying each moment as godliness or in God consciousness. Love you all. Have a beautiful night. Have a beautiful day to all others. To my dear divine source. Love you all. Thank you. Masters, any questions? Any sharing, any experience, kindly share. You can even suggest me if I can do better in conveying the messages. You're most welcome to express anything, because the only intention of me is to give this wisdom, very beautiful wisdom, which till day no one had given to me. So, intention of each and every master is to spread good wisdom, good knowledge, so that it benefits each and everyone. Thank you. And thanks to all those who are writing in the chat box.
Yeah, masters itself. Nainaji, it's so wonderful, and I have this intention from a long time to read this book. I never read that, but I just started reading it, and at the right time, you came in and you started doing this and beautifully narrating. Master says Nainaji is requesting, so if you wanted to share either your experience, what you've been going through, or if there is anything that she can make it better for you to understand, or the way that she's been presenting. So please share your things. So that way actually it is going to be much better.
Namaste,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Namaste, sir.
I have one quick question. I looked at Amazon. There is one audio book for I think about $10 here. But then you mentioned that there are 3 versions of the book. I'm a little confused here. Which version should I buy?
No. These are 1, 2, editions. Okay.
No,
1, 2,
there are
3.
total of 3 books, sir. Ramakrishna sir.
Yeah.
Oh, volume 1, volume 2, volume 3.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But she actually kept it in one of the slide that all 3 books cover pages are there. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, sure. Thank you.
yeah.
I think Chandra sir has the audio version of these books, sir.
Oh, really?
Chandra Madali, sir. You just to check sir with sir once, because sir did this book already, these 2, 3 books. Okay.
Can you ask Chandra sir if he has to post it here?
Yeah, I'll just ask and post the first this thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
And masters, one of the request is to pay much respect to the authors. You know, it's better to buy the books. Yeah, we can have the books to be shared but I would like to encourage you to also buy the book and keep it with yourself, or buy an audio book and keep it with yourself. And so if you really wanted to share from your side, then you can share. But at this point of time, that's what I would like to request you all.
Yes.
But we'll do our best what we are doing, sharing the PDF books or audio books we are sharing, but at the same time. So that is my request, sincere request to you all. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel this will become your Bible. I have marked each and every sentence, and whenever I'm low, I just sit with these books and I have an answer.
Okay. So
Any sharing? Any experience sharing?